When I had waited a long time, very patiently, without hearing him lie down, I resolved to open a very, very little crevice in the lantern. So I opened it. You cannot imagine how stealthily, until at length a single dim ray, like the thread of a spider, shot from the crevice and fell upon the vulture eye. It was open, wide open, and I grew furious as I gazed upon it. I saw it with perfect distinctness, all a dull blue, with a hideous veil over it that chilled the very marrow in my bones, but I could see nothing else of the old man's face or person, for I had directed the ray, as if by instinct, precisely upon the damned spot. And now I have not told you that what you mistake for madness is but over-acuteness of the sense. Now, I say, there came to my ears a low, dull, quick sound, such as a watch makes when enveloped in cotton. I knew that sound well. It was the beating of the old man's heart. It increased my fury, as the beating of a drum stimulates the soldier into courage. But even yet, I refrained and kept still. I scarcely breathed. I held the lantern motionless. I tried how steadily I could to maintain the ray upon the eye. Meantime, the hellish tattoo of the heart increased. It grew quicker and louder every instant. The old man's terror must have been extreme. It grew louder, I say, louder, every moment. Do you mark me well? I have told you that I am nervous, so I am. And now, at the dead hour of the night, amid the dreadful silence of that old house, so strange a noise as this excited me to an uncontrollable terror. Yet, for some minutes longer, I refrained and stood still. But the beating grew louder. I thought the heart must burst, and now a new anxiety seized me. The sound would be heard by a neighbor. The old man's hour had come. With a loud yell, I threw the lantern and leaped into the room. He shrieked once only. In an instant, I dragged him to the floor and pulled the heavy bed over him. I then smiled gaily to find the deed so far done. But for many minutes, the heart beat on with a muffled sound. This, however, did not vex me. It would not be heard for the wall. At length, it ceased. The old man was dead. I removed the bed and examined the corpse. Yet, he was stone dead. I placed my hand upon the heart and held it there for many minutes. There was no pulsation. He was stone dead. His eye would trouble me no more. Gaily bed I to gallant night in sunshine and in shadow, had journeyed along singing a song in search of El Dorado. But he grew old this night so bold, and o'er his heart a shadow fell as he found no spot of ground that looked like El Dorado. And as his strength filled him at length, he met a pilgrim's shadow. Shadow, said he, where can it be, this land of El Dorado? Over the mountains of the moon, down the valley of the shadow. Ride, boldly ride, the shade replied, if you seek for El Dorado. Turin said to Gorfang, Hail, Gorfang, iron of death, thou alone now remainst. What lord or loyalty dost thou know, save the hand that wieldeth thee? From no blood wilt thou shrink. Wilt thou take Turin bar? Wilt thou slay me swiftly? Turin kneeling at the cabin Neramarth, in dialogue with his sword. And from the blade rang a cold voice in answer, Yea, I will drink thy blood, that may I forget the blood of Baelig my master, and the blood of Brandir slain unjustly. I will slay thee swiftly. Then Turin set the hilts upon the ground, and cast himself upon the point of Gorfang, and the black blade took his life. Curiosity reduced Paul's fear to a manageable level. He heard truth in the old woman's voice, no denying it. If his mother stood guard out there, if this were truly a test, and whatever it was, he knew himself caught in it, trapped by that hand at his neck, the Gom Jabbar. He recalled the response from the litany against fear, as his mother had taught him, out of the Bene Gesserit rite. I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. I will permit it to pass over me and through me. And when it has gone past, I will turn the inner eye to see its path. Where the fear has gone, there will be nothing. Only I will remain. He felt calmness return, said, "Get on with it, old woman." "Old woman," she snapped. "You've courage, and that can't be denied. Well, we shall see, Sira." Susie shouted, "Get him out of here! Get him out of here!" And David chased us with a broom and out into the garden.
"I don't think they like that very much,"
said Matty. Of course they did. Look how excited Susie was, shouting with excitement.
"Now, Bubbles, Susie obviously doesn't like mice, and I'm certain she didn't enjoy it one bit."
"Oh," I said, thinking Matty was right. I had heard that some humans don't like mice. I don't know why. Mice are very cuddly, but not as cuddly as cats.
"I think you're in big, big trouble,"
said Matty. He was right.
Sam, trying to get a better look at the stranger's face, pulled back. He sat back on his stool, thought about contesting the comment, but shook off the slight. "Listen, uncle, can I get you a drink? I have no idea how people work," the man interrupted with his calm charcoal timbre. "Verily, you misunderstand the human species, especially women and the younger generation, to what I would consider a comedic extent. Comedic, which it would be if it was not so unnervingly pathetic." "Hey," Sam sneered indignantly. "Who does this guy think he is?" "Sweet gall nippers!" "As he pulled away the scraps of wood, the corpse was presented to him in a haze. He lifted his lantern, and the orange glow revealed the decayed flesh and hollowed-out eyes, the long gray sideburns like tumbleweeds." Vern tipped his hat. "Salutations!" He chuckled at his own joke and wondered if all these late nights in the graveyards were starting to wear on his sanity. "Sorry to disturb your slumber, friend, but you've gone up the flume, so I doubt you'll mind me pilfering a thing or two you won't be needing."